All righty. We have Jeremiah Rod. See, look, this is why it's going to be Ed instead of Rogers.
Awesome. Okay, so my name is Jeremiah Roberts, and I am a fashion stylist. So if you knew me maybe like 7 years ago, no, actually 10 years ago, um, you would have asked me what is a fashion stylist, and I would not have had a clue because I was going to school to actually be an educator. And so I don't know what happened was a friend of mine. I was trying to like decide what I wanted to do for the rest of my life and what would make me happy. And a friend of mine was a part of that journey, and she was just like, "Well, you love to help people look well." She said, "You always look great, so you should help other people look great." And I was like, that's not a real job. Like, what are you talking about?
Like, who does this? Like, I don't know.
Like,
what?
Like, what is that? So I did my research and found out that it indeed was a legitimate occupation. That you can dress people and help them look their best. And once I found that out, like it really opened up a whole new world for me because I'm very creative. I've always been creative. And I knew that I wanted to inspire, but I was just like, as I became closer to my degree in education, I was like, I don't think that it's in the classroom. I think that it's inspiring people in a different way, but I just couldn't figure out what. So once I found that out, I was like, okay, there's something to this. And so after exploring, I was like, okay, I think I want to try this out. So I started styling friends and family members, and here we are, 7 years later, and I'm a full-time fashion stylist, and I love what I do. What I tell people is that my goal is to help bring the beauty from the inside out through the outward expression of your clothing. So that's loaded, but it's very, very true because it's you're tapping into who you are on the inside, and you're just bringing it out through your personality with your personal style.
Getting off into that, I know it probably took you a minute to figure out your process and how to even style clients. When you finally got a client, it's like, okay, now what? So what does your process look like?
So yeah, it definitely was a lot of trial and error because I wanted to make sure that I was set apart from other fashion stylists. So I wanted to make sure I kind of dive into who the person actually is, who they want to become, and then I just help elevate them to that level. So I wanted to, a lot of my questions, I do a questionnaire during my consultation. So I ask questions that are like, similar to like, what's your favorite color? Where do you typically shop? Those types of questions, because it helps me understand as a professional in this industry to understand how, well, first of all, the foundation of like where you are with your style and that type of thing. And then how I can elevate you by just learning, who you are and what you're comfortable with and where you are now to be able to do that. So I ask questions, lots of questions. And then I enjoy kind of putting together ideas. So I'm a big brainstormer. So I love to like throw ideas out there. So I put together a mood board. And after that, I present it to the client. We purchase the clothing and do all of that. We do a fitting, and then we either do a shoot, or if they have an event, they go to their event and all that good stuff. So that's my process.
And with that process, let me add that I've been your client. I've collaborated with you, and I love the process, especially the mood board. Let me say, this mood board is so in depth. I didn't know you're going to have all these different outfits, and they were all going to be good. Usually you have, like on a scale of 1 to 10, 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to have that pile number 10. But no. All yours were 10s. And I said, why you do this to me, Jeremiah? Why are you doing this to me?
Is I always, so whenever I do that, it's so like we have to take like an extra like 15 minutes to like go through the looks, because they're like, I really love all of them. Yeah, most of the time, like we're having to decide which of the top ones that they love.
You still got my mood board? You still got that?
I believe I do.
Please do. Because, I'm gonna just have to have this in my closet, and because we going places. So I know people are used to seeing, when they see models, back in the day, the whole thing was tall, slender. It was a look, high fashion runway. Now, everybody's getting into understanding that, it's not just one look.
Right.
They're all sizes. Right. Now, even the height, 5'2.5". So when styling me, how was that, I guess different versus styling someone who was much taller than me? So how was that?
So there is a science to a look and putting a look together. There's like you said, so someone who is a little bit shorter, you want to play on proportions. So I would not put you in a big oversized dress, because it's going to make you look shorter and frumpy,
and swallow me up.
Right. Exactly. So there's a way to do it. So if we did want to do something that's slightly oversized, we would do something that is maybe more of a crop top type of look, that's slightly oversized, maybe a little bit off the shoulder, and then with a high-waisted pant or skirt or jean that will actually elongate you and then show a little leg or something. So there's a science to each look, like, sizing and dressing a certain body type, all of that good stuff. So there's a lot that goes into it that people don't, people think that it's
really
just putting clothes together, but there's really a science.
So what would you say about like skin tones?
So from there, what I tell people is, to try smaller things. Because some people are afraid of color. What I've come to learn, a lot of people are afraid of color. So you can start with the smaller things. So if it was a female, I would say, maybe try red lip with your look. Maybe try a red shoe with your look. For a male, I would say a red pocket square. So incorporating it, not overpowering the entire look, but just kind of introducing it and just kind of helping them to kind of see, like, okay, if this is a color that we want to explore, we don't have to go all out. We can take it in baby steps, and you can kind of learn your style, because everyone's style evolves over time. So thinking about that, like you have to kind of sometimes retrain your mind to look at certain things. So just like trends, how they come back and they, circle around and all of that good stuff.
Yes.
There's also a reintroduction to your own personal style that you have to consider and just kind of say, okay, well, this may not work for me now, but it could work for me in the future. So that type of thing. So that's how I kind of introduce, either color or pattern to a client. And then sometimes some people are just ready to just go all out and go bold. And we do that.
I'm not that person. I'm not there. Like I say, it looks great, but I'm like, I can't. I'm bold, but I'm not that bold. I'm not ready.
Yes.
You styling everyone else, coming into your own. How did you become Fashion Mister? Where did that name come from?
So I'm so glad that you asked that, because not a lot of people ask, like, where did Fashion Mister come from? So a dear friend of mine, Tamisha, and I were brainstorming, and we were talking about me wanting to, begin this journey, and we were just talking, and somehow I think that she was the first one that said it, and I was just like, I like that. I really like that. So that's where it came from, and really, it stems from, of course, fashion and style and that type of thing. But I wanted to have something that was sophisticated, classy, that type of thing. Because I wanted to be presented in this industry as like the gentleman that's going to put you together and, class and all of that kind of stuff. We have fun, but that's how I wanted to be presented into the industry.
Well, I say you nailed it, because I have fun with you every time, whether we're just regular talking, chit-chatting it up, or if it's business. And we always come with some kind of idea at like, I love it. It's always ideas. And like, I'm getting ideas now and I'm just like, okay. So many things I could ask you, but I'm like, we could go all day, but we ain't got that kind of time. So tell me about your latest accomplishment, which is being an Express style editor. Yes, tell me about that.
I'm so excited. So at the beginning of the year, I saw a advertisement or a promo to become a part of a style community. And so I was like, okay, what is this about? And what's funny is I'm always in Express. I'm shopping there for clients or, all of that good stuff. And when I saw this, I was like, I'm going to just do it. Like, I'm not going to be scared. I'm just going to do it. So I applied and heard back from them within a few weeks. And so I'm a Express style editor. So what that means is I am an ambassador for Express, and I put looks together. I do, I style in store. I can host events in store, which I have one coming up on March the 23rd. And so it's just a fun opportunity to be able to help people look their best, and it aligns with what with what I already do anyway. And Express has fun clothing, so like I said, I'm always in there for myself. Yes. And for clients. So I love Express. So it was just a perfect marriage, and I'm super excited to be a part of the community. And what we do is, we just help people express themselves and look their best doing it.
It's nothing like liking a product and brand and working with them, because if you don't, it's not going to work for anybody.
Right.
It ain't going to last long. Right. But I was about to recall something very old. People gonna be like, Nailah, how old are you really? But Lucille Ball. I don't know how many people out there remember Lucille, but I do. I liked watching I Love Lucy early in the morning on Saturday as a kid. I'm not that old, y'all. I promise you. I just like classic stuff. There was this one episode where she was supposed to advertise some was it chocolates or some medicine, something like that. It was a product, and it was not working. It didn't taste good, so she just kept spitting it out and just was like, so it's something like that. It's not gonna work if you don't like the product, you don't like the brand, it's not gonna work. So no. But you have this event that you host every month, I believe, called Behind the Lens. So tell me about that one.
So Behind the Lens, I actually co-hosted along with the amazing photographer Antoine Stevenson and a makeup artist, amazing makeup artist named Messiah Marcel. And what we wanted to do was create a networking opportunity, but also offer the opportunity for professionals or those who just are in need of photo shoots or headshots to come together and see what we actually do. A lot of people, have either never done a photo shoot before, or they just don't know what to expect. So they either shy away from it or get into it blindly, and then they're having to like say, "Whoa, hold on, this is a lot," because there's a lot that goes into a photo shoot. So this is a behind the scenes look of what all it takes to do a full on photo shoot. So we have a live model or models, and we're doing makeup, and I'm styling, and then Antoine is taking the photos, and you get to network. We have a lot of great individuals in the room, so doctors and lawyers and real estate agents. We also have special packages that are offered at the event. And yeah, it's a great time. We have so much fun. So
Sounds like the
I'm
best
so glad
mixer
to
ever.
partner. It is. It's a great room to be a part of,
Yeah.
and for networking.
And what time is
Right.
this normally hosted at?
We are currently at a studio in Marietta, but we are getting ready to do some pop-ups in
Mm-hmm.
like other places. So it's going to be a good time.
What would you say to anybody that's trying to have a career in fashion as a fashion stylist specifically?
Yeah. Okay. So definitely consistency is key. So I know when I first started, I had all of these, dreams and aspirations to just do all of these big things all of a sudden, and
Mm-hmm.
that's not the way that it works in this industry. And so, really, you do have to put in your time. So, being willing to be a student is definitely key because there are
Mm-hmm.
a lot of opportunities out there, but if you go into them blindly, you're really not going to make it because this industry is very, very fast paced. It's very detail oriented, so you have to be organized and, like I said, consistency.
Yeah.
So I tell people all the time, like you have to be super, 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 super dedicated to be in
Mm-hmm.
this industry. I've been, like I said, been in this industry for 7 years, and I've learned so much. And I'm grateful because I had a lot of great opportunities in the, in the earlier stages of my career. So I was able to kind of have uh, um, a speed. What do they call it? Speed track.
Oh, fast track.
Yeah, fast track.
Yeah.
I had a fast track, introduction into the fashion industry, and I was able to learn so much, with others in the industry. And so I would tell them to definitely be focused, be dedicated, be consistent, and just go after your dream because there's so many opportunities. And I tell other stylists when I meet them as well, this that there's no competition in this industry because
Mm-hmm.
there's so much money to be made and so many
Yes.
different opportunities and
Yes.
so many different avenues. There are actually different types of stylists. So there are stylists that do TV and production, and they're typically called
Okay.
costumers. There are personal wardrobe stylists, and that's kind of what I am. So TV and theater can kind of all be, into one. There are corporate, stylists who kind of
Yes.
really only focus on that specific niche. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there are different types of stylists. People don't know that, but there are
Yeah.
different opportunities in different lanes that you can
Mm-hmm.
be in. But as long as you are focused in the lane that you want to be in, you're going to succeed and connect yourself with a community that will support you and lead you and guide you to success.
Have you styled anybody that we may know?
So I've worked with Shay Johnson from Love and Hip Hop Miami. I've worked with a lot of gospel artists here
Mm-hmm.
in the Atlanta market, and Latrice Pace, which I currently work with the pastors Jasper and Alicia Williams. Yeah, so I'm kind of in that market right
Okay,
now.
all right, because people want to know now. And again, with all your experience, of course, people that I'm sure they can vouch for your styling and knowledge, and for people again who are trying to pursue a career in this field and may want to learn from you. How can someone learn if they want to specifically learn from you?
Yeah, and you know what? I've thought about doing like some type of course or something like that. But for right now, I love like hands-on, like on the
Mm-hmm.
job training. Do offer opportunities for interns or for up and coming stylists to
Mm-hmm.
shadow me. I tell people I don't hold anything back. Like I want to share all of the knowledge because no one really kind of did that for me. Every opportunity that I get, I'm sharing knowledge or wisdom and just helping people just kind of go on their way.
I think, no, I know that, God had you on a path even as an educator, because
Hmm.
even in this, you are educating. At heart, you're an educator.
Yes.
You're just a creative one who can dress well.
Right.
you know. You're gonna teach others. So
Right.
it's good. It's good. God knew what was happening, and you got on board with it, and you're obedient to hearing what he's
Yes.
having for you. So that is
Yes.
awesome, Jeremiah.
Thank
I
you.
love it. I'm excited for you and everything. I'm definitely excited for when we'll be working together again, sir.
Yeah, so am I.
So, and I have ideas, so we'll talk about those ideas and what the
Oh,
people
yeah.
can look forward to. Okay.
I
But
love
all
it.
right, we are
I can't
signing
wait.
off, and that has been our time.
Thank you.